everyone, my name is Tiffany and this is my channel, Who's Your Handmade. Thank you so much for stopping by today. In today's video, I have a pattern review for you ×2. If you are interested in hearing about these 2 Love Notions patterns that I've sewn up, stick around. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you are already a friend of mine, thank you so much for returning. It means so very much to me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I love chatting with you. I love reading your comments. Let me know if you have sewn up these 2 patterns from Love Notions. Love Notions is a wonderful pattern company. A lot of people are making their patterns these days. Let me know if you've tried these 2 patterns yourself. I'd love to hear about your experiences. So today is a pattern review for you ×2. I kind of made a little outfit kind of by accident actually. So these 2 patterns I did make over the weekend at my sewing retreat that I was away on last weekend. I was able to sew up both of these garments. Spoiler alert, I love both of them, but we're going to go through each pattern a little bit together. The way I like to do my pattern reviews is to give you some information about the pattern. We'll go over the pattern a little bit, and then I will tell you about my version, my size, my fabric, any changes that I made, and then how I liked the actual pattern. So let's get started with the first one. The first one is this top that is right behind me here on Bernadette. This is the Love Notions Classic Tee. Had this one in my stash for a while and I just have not tried it. The Classic Tee is exactly that. It is a t-shirt pattern, but in typical Love Notions fashion, they do give you a lot of options for this t-shirt. The shirt comes in sizes extra small up to 5X, and the price on the website as of recording this said $5, reduced from $10. Now I kind of think that this pattern is always on sale for $5. I could be wrong about that. Maybe they are running a sale on this particular pattern, but it is $5 right now as I record this video. So a really good kind of deal for an indie PDF pattern that gives you a ton of options. Let's go through those options. You have 3 different necklines. It comes with a V-neck, a scoop, and a crew neck options. So lots of neck options for you there. This also features 4 sleeve links. You have a pattern piece for the short sleeve, and then the other 3 sleeve links are all on another separate pattern piece. So lots of different sleeve variations for you. Really such a fun pattern. It is kind of semi-fitted. It does nip in a little bit there at the waist as it's kind of shown here in the picture. And I really do enjoy when shirt patterns incorporate that slight fit there at the waist. It kind of gives you a little bit of shaping without being uncomfortable or too much to deal with. So let's talk about my version. Bernadette is wearing my version. I made the size 3X. I did use the full bust option. This pattern does come with a separate full bust, a front bodice pattern piece. I did go for that one. I was on the edge. They give you instructions, that 4-inch instruction. So if you're at the 4-inch between your high bust and your full bust, they want you to consider using that full bust pattern piece. I was unsure, but I went ahead and did it. In retrospect, I probably could have got by with a standard bust. I might try that in my next version, but I did use the full bust option for this one. And then on that bodice, I did lengthen the front and the back by 1 inch. That's kind of a standard adjustment for me to lengthen the front and back bodice, but this one only needed about 1 inch, and I am glad that I added that inch in there. I used the short sleeve pattern piece there. I did do a full bicep adjustment on the short sleeve. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be a little tight. Again, glad that I did that. I did a 1 inch full bicep adjustment for the short sleeve, and then I opted for the scoop neck. And like I usually do on my knit projects, I went ahead and measured my own neckband. I used their pattern piece for the width, and then I just adjusted that piece to the length that I needed for my own neckband. My fabric is a beautiful one. I love this fabric. I purchased it a long time ago from Fabric Mart Fabrics. When I was showing this in my plans, I thought that it looked like a picnic. It looks like a summer picnic to me, and I just absolutely love it. So I had a yard of that picnic blue fabric there. So I used that for the front and the back, and then for the neckband. And then for the sleeves, I have used a rib knit from Hobby Lobby. So I love those rib knits from Hobby Lobby. I use them a lot. And I went ahead and matched up one of the blue colors to this shirt, and that's what I've used for the sleeves. I like the color blocking look. I love to color block, so it really does work really well for me. I will say that this is a good pattern for those small 1 meter or 1 yard pieces of fabric. You might need a little bit more when you get up into the bigger sizes, especially for your sleeves, especially if you're going to do long sleeves. But the bodice pieces for sure, I was able to get out of 1 yard of fabric, and I've had some left over because this fabric was 60-inch wide. So I was really excited to use this beautiful piece of fabric from my stash. Like I said, next time I might consider doing the standard bodice front piece. When I tend to do the full bust pieces, the bottom of the shirt, the hem in the front, wants to poof out a little bit on me. And I kind of feel like that pattern piece is a little bit big for me. Doesn't bother me, doesn't take away from this shirt at all. I love how this one turned out. I've been wearing it all weekend. I will continue to wear it a ton. It's not a showstopper for me, but it is a slight annoyance. So I might give that standard piece a try. Final thoughts for the Love Notions Classic Tee. Love it. I'll definitely be making it again. I've already picked out some fabric actually that I want to make another one in. This is what I consider a summer essential, an easy to wear top that you can just throw on in the summer and be comfortable and be cute in. So definitely recommend this Love Notions Classic Tee. Let's move on to the skirt that I made. This is the Love Notions Allegro pattern. It has a lot of options. I'm going to pop up a picture here in just a second. Let me just give you a preview here of my version. Here is my version. Now let me pop up a picture of the pattern and go over this one with you. This one, the sizing's a little different. It's from 0 to 32. Really wide size range there. That's really wonderful. The pricing on this skirt is $12.50 there on the website. Not a bad price for an indie pattern, $12.50, but if you are interested in just getting a running list of patterns that you want to try from Love Notions, they do several sales sessions through the year. They do at least 2 or 3 throughout the year. So if you want to start your list, you can get in on one of their 40% off sales. The Allegro pattern is such a good one to slide onto that list, to just have in your stash. It has pants patterns and skirt patterns. So there are 4 different pants lengths, and then you have 2 skirt lengths. You have a long one, which I would consider more of a maxi length, and you have the short one, which I have made the short one, but I've made a little bit of changes to it. I did that because I was running out of fabric, and I needed to ensure that my pattern pieces would fit on the fabric that I wanted to use. This pattern also features optional slash pockets. Those are really fun. You don't have to do them. The front skirt pattern piece does come with an option as a whole skirt, so you could definitely leave the pockets off altogether. This has an elasticized waist with a drawstring as well. I consider the drawstring as optional. The elastic is what's holding the skirt, up there at your hips. So the elastic, in my opinion, is not optional, but I do kind of consider that drawstring as optional. And this pattern is meant for woven fabric. So let me show you my version. Here is my Allegro skirt. I'm going to kind of scoot back so I can show it to you. I did use that short pattern option for the skirt, but I lengthened mine by 3 inches. So I just laid my pattern piece out on my fabric and kind of guessed at what length I could add to it to be able to fit on my fabric, and 3 inches was what I came up with. It's actually the perfect length for me. I really like this length. I did a tiny hem in the bottom so that I would not use up too much of that length as well for the hem, but worked out just fine. So this is a chambray linen-like fabric. Purchased it from Joann's. I've already made another skirt out of this fabric, so I didn't have a lot to work with. I probably had 1.5 yards of this fabric actually to work with, and that was enough for this skirt. So another one that is pretty good in using a little amount of fabric to give you an entire garment. Here is the slash pockets. I did end up using the slash pocket option. There is my fabric lining. I love that cute little pop of flower in there. Can't see it from the front, but it is kind of a little fun detail for the pockets. And then you have an elastic waistband here. Instructions are great, tells you how to do your elastic waistband. It was a little bit different than what I'm used to. The elastic goes in at one of your sides, but it was fine. It was totally fine. I really enjoyed doing it that way, and I had no issues with the construction of this skirt. So yeah, just really fun, simple. If I hold it up here, you can tell that the back is a little bit longer than the front. I think they do that on purpose to make room for your bum, or at least it kind of works out that way for me. So that was a neat feature. Just a really great, simple woven skirt pattern. Now, being woven fabric, it does not fit exactly like other skirts that I've made for myself. At this point, I've only made kind of knit little skirts. I do love the Pattern Emporium Sporty Lounge skirt, and I believe that one is probably going to remain my favorite skirt pattern using knit comfortable fabric, but I do love this skirt as well. I made the size 24, and I might consider grading up to the next size for my next version when I make this again. I wouldn't consider it tight, but there's just a little bit more restriction. Being woven fabric, I might want to bump up to the next size. I did omit the drawstring. I just didn't take the time or have any desire to input the drawstring in there at the waistband. It's not necessary. Like I said, it wasn't necessary to my skirt. It is a cute feature though, and they do walk you through the instructions for that drawstring really well there in that pattern. So final thoughts for this Love Notions Allegro skirt. Love it. It's beautiful. It is a really great color. Unintentionally matches my Love Notions classic tee. Kind of makes a little bit of an outfit. I will put in pictures and hopefully some video at the end of this video so that you can see me wearing them. I'll probably put them together and then do each garment with another piece from my wardrobe just to see how I might wear them as well. But I do love this Allegro pattern. Highly recommend. It was easy, it was simple, it was fun to put together. Definitely a winner pattern. The last thing that I want to leave you with before I say goodbye is kind of a little indie pattern, PDF pattern tip. If you're a person who prints off these patterns yourself on your home printer and you're taping them together, I'm with you. I do that most of the time. Here's a tip that I like to do for my paper patterns. These patterns come with a ton of pages that go together. This pattern has a lot of options, so it's going to have a lot of pieces to put together. When you print off those pages, it does look daunting to put all of them together. It's going to take a lot of time. My tip, my time-saving tip, is to only print off the pattern pages that you need for the garment you're making out of that pattern. I was only making that short skirt, so I did not put together the rest of the pattern. The pants or the shorts, the long skirt, there's another pattern piece for the long skirt. I just left all of those pages together for another day. A time-saving tip is to look in your pattern, Love Notions does a great job about telling you what pattern pieces take what pages, and then you can just print those off or just pull those from the stack that you've already printed and just put that together. It does save so much time to not have to put the entire pattern together and just focus in on the pattern pieces that you need. They will still go together just fine if you're just pulling out a few pages at a time. Okay, like I said, there's gonna be some pictures and video at the end of today's video that you can see my outfit. Super pleased, so happy with this summer outfit. I'm definitely gonna get a lot of wear out of this one during these hot summer months. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Like I said, let me know if you've made either of these patterns. I would love to hear about your sewing experiences as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.